What's up, horror fam, and welcome back for another HHN 365 YouTube live stream here on Tuesday night, as we should be. Thank you,
Hi.
Panthers. Thank you.
What? I forgot about that. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
Yeah. If you guys wanted the update, you probably don't. Panthers did win last night, and it's 3-1 in the series. So, and we're here on a Tuesday, so very win-win. If you didn't know, you can look below. This is Duff and Jess of HHN 365. Sorry to break it to you, but no, not full crew today, just us two. Again, as we mentioned, Jonathan is very busy right now. We will get to a point where he will be able to do this stuff again. He just currently is swamped with other things. So we'll let him live his actual life and we'll handle this side for now.
We've all had to take a little break, here and there for real life.
It happens.
It'd be like that.
But thanks again for joining for another week here. Let's see who's with us. Of course, Mothman be praised. Thanks so much for joining us. Yeah, of course we're going to talk about HHN and Los Locos TV. Yeah, I think our thumbnail gave that away, huh?
Did it?
But maybe it's not. It probably is.
I never know. I never know.
8-Bit Slasher, thanks for joining again. John Murdy for President 2028. Can't be worse.
You know what? Nice things for Murdy again.
You'd vote for Murdy.
Over the other option? Absolutely. We're already there.
Chemo Dog, I can count on this comment every week. And also you joining us every week. Thanks for joining, of course. Unstoppable You, I can tell you, we don't necessarily know anything you don't, but we'll talk about things that might put things in your head.
We're really good at that.
We talk about things that other people know that we didn't know. So we're learning together. It's a beautiful process.
Yeah. We're also just sometimes the voices or the faces that are talking about it. A lot of other people figure out shit.
Correct.
Behind the scenes.
Correct. Kevin knows, and that's going to become more apparent today too.
There's a faceless Kevin comment that really made me chuckle a little bit when I saw it roll.
Oh, there it is.
Because to
Let's
me,
see what faceless Kevin has to say.
I still don't know who Kevin. I know
that's the
I know
beauty
he's our
of
friend.
it.
That's it. Because he's our friend,
That's
Kevin.
Jesso, thanks for joining. Welcome, welcome.
Hi,
Hydra, thanks for joining as always. Mothman was also hyped that Hydra's here.
Woo!
As are
Hydra and Mothman.
Allie, thanks for joining. What's up? LC, that is 5 Fires. Not quite the right channel, but I appreciate you being here regardless.
I always want to do the boom thing. There's 5 booms. Boom.
No one's stopping you. Go
I
ahead.
don't actually want to do it, but whenever I see 5 Fires, that's what I think.
Fair. It's not extended leave because he is all the tweets you see still him basically. So
yeah, just not on this side of things.
He's just not here where you can see him.
To be fair, I don't think I've been on a podcast episode in a minute. So we're all just kind of floating.
Exactly.
We're doing what we can do.
We are going to get into the heavy hitters to kick it off here. Spooky bits. Pancakes or waffles, Jess?
That's important. Okay. It depends on the mood because there's a time and a place for both. But that waffles, trap in that syrup and the butter, love a little pocket.
Yeah, I agree. The thing is, for me, waffles are super consistent. It's hard to fuck up a waffle. Pancakes, if you get it right, a nice fluffy pancake, that's elite. That beats out a waffle. But people can fuck up pancakes way too easy, so it's more of a dangerous choice. I
love a Kiki's pancake. They're always good. The heavy breathing you just started doing when
Yes.
I believe you.
Tomorrow now.
Oh, I wish I could. If I didn't. Damn it. Damn you, work.
I'm sorry.
I don't want a Kiki's pancake.
Mike Daniels, thanks so much for joining. Always great to see you here.
Hey.
Katie, thanks for joining. Happy live night. That's right.
Katie, what'd you order?
Yeah, I was going to say, any special meals?
Yeah. This is going to be a weekly segment. What did Katie order for dinner?
Right. Exactly. Obi Grammy, the quotes around New provide a good mystery. Yeah, that was kind of the intention, I guess. But we'll dive into exactly why we put quotes there. If you don't already know, potentially. Wade, thanks for joining. Can always count on you for no specific reason.
I don't see Mary. I know where Mary's at, though.
Yeah, same.
We'll give her a pass this week. Eugene is here representing for Mary as well.
Frank, thanks for joining.
Hi,
so
Frank.
glad you could finally make it to a live.
Oh, so happy you're here.
Hopefully it's not let down. Hopefully it's a fun experience.
You missed the spec map one last week. That was a big boy. We'll try to.
That's always a good one.
Try to like be half of that one.
All right. I mean,
stop, Allison. I'm here for you.
That's fair, but you don't have to make me feel bad.
I mean, Duff, I'm here for you. As like a friend.
That's not true. Like as a, in that intention, you're not here for me.
No, I'm here because
of me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I technically invited you. So
you did.
There we go.
More lore. We're just gonna drop a little lore.
Yeah.
Every week.
Yeah. I think that was probably already known at some point.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Everybody just knows I killed Nico. I think that's really the only thing that's known.
Yeah, that's true. MC Films, also first, thanks for joining. But this is a good point of how waffles, it really doesn't matter. They're consistent. You can kind of get waffles anywhere and they're going to bang.
I have a question though, because that could mean one of two things in my brain. Are these the ones that I'm making myself on the little like flippy machine? Or are these already made and sitting under like a lamp? Because if it's the little flippy machine,
those things are great.
Fuck that up. You know they have like flavored batter?
Yeah, of course.
I did not realize that until like last year. I was just like, cinnamon.
I think it was actually I don't remember what chain it was, but I stayed at a hotel like a few months ago and like it had like a pocket for like stuffings inside the waffles. Wow. So they had like fillings for the waffle in the little flippy thing. It was really fucking cool.
That might be out of my tax bracket, that hotel experience.
No, it was actually one of the cheaper ones. I was very surprised they had that kind of quality. I was surprised they had breakfast, to be honest, but hey.
Breakfast that was edible.
Okay, this is, sometimes you got to keep it in-house.
I feel that.
Ordering out's expensive. Spaghetti's easy and delicious.
Yep, I'm still drinking the leftover drinks from my party. I don't have money for.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, Mike, thanks for asking. I finally did make it to Epic. I obviously won't talk about it too much, but honestly, it lives up to the hype. Phenomenal park. I did get to do Monsters Unchained. Yes.
More than once.
Not a perfect attraction, if that makes you feel better.
No, I know. I hate
probably still my favorite at Epic. So there's that. And yes, I did Ministry too. So I can kind of put the big two against each other. Also, sorry, Jess.
I don't want to talk about it. Happy for you. Should have been me.
Osvaldo, thanks for joining us. This is a good point because I feel like every time we talk about Scream, like we can't wait till it finally comes to HHN. And it's true. It has been at HHN in Hollywood for the Terror Tram. We're more referring to like, I guess, Orlando Brain, but also a house as well. But yeah, so technically anytime we or anyone says first time or finally coming to HHN, it's kind of wrong because it technically has been there.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay. Before I was really paying attention to Hollywood, at least.
Oh, interesting take here. Old pancakes over old waffles. Fresh waffles over fresh pancakes. I think it's the opposite for me. Because an old pancake, you're losing that fluffiness and it's becoming stale. And I think what makes a pancake great is the fluffiness.
I kind of agree with OB.
Really? Because I think a waffle doesn't have to be fluffy to still be a good waffle.
But a waffle has to have some little bit of a crisp still, even if it's a whisper of a crisp.
Yeah.
And an old waffle is just soggy. And if I'm having soggy versus soggy, I'd rather have the pancake.
How about neither of them are good old though? At the end of the day?
No. I think this is like a gun to my head thing. This wasn't a casual conversation anymore. I was being held at gunpoint over this one. I should have made the parameters of this more clear, Tom. What would you do?
Good point. Should have clarified first, but
I'm sorry. In my head, you were with me. This is why I'm not here for you.
Yeah, I told you. Keith, thanks so much for joining. We're doing pretty good, right? We have some HHN stuff to talk about. And that keeps us happy. Because when we have nothing to talk about, man, we struggle. We just got to sit here and vamp.
You guys saw me 2 weeks ago and I had to vamp by myself.
Hopefully it doesn't happen again.
It didn't happen last week.
No, it didn't. I don't know what happened that night, but it got really bad. I think it's because I mentioned it directly.
I think so.
So I'm just not going to talk about it anymore. So moving on.
I had better Wi-Fi at a hotel, though.
Yeah, I'm aware. Thanks. Thanks. And then Chico Soul, thanks for
So
joining
Chico.
here every week. Appreciate it. So let's hop into some of this stuff now. Ooh, I think we just kind of have to start in Orlando because if the thumbnail didn't kind of give it away, this is a very Hollywood-esque episode or Hollywood forward episode. We really just kind of have one thing to look at in Orlando. So let's hop to it. So if you remember, we've already talked about the Fast and Furious tent going up. We've talked a lot about how its layouts kind of revert back more to the first two. And there's a bit more construction now inside the queue. That shows us that it is a lot.
The
like
Mickey
it was
Mouse.
previously.
I'm sorry.
I know. I know. Hey, protect identities, right?
No, it's amazing, but the one in the back
The
is
little
very
hidden
much a
Mickey
hidden
there.
Mickey.
Yes. Yeah. You know us.
I haven't really looked at this photo, so again, you guys always get my instant reactions. What were you saying, Tom?
So if you don't recognize this, this is the space where the facade or the entrance is probably the better way to put it for Horrors of Blumhouse and Chucky Ultimate Kill Count were in Fast and Furious. So they are now working on that interior queue space and have that closed off to day guests. So everything we were kind of saying about maybe they'll close the attraction permanently and we'll get to use more space within the house, probably not going to happen. Really, the big hope here is there's additional outdoor space. And that kind of goes back to Legacy. I believe it was Legacy. Someone mentioned how, what if there's more, like, I think it was Legacy, yeah. If there's like a certain movie that has an important outdoor scene that could be used. So maybe playing more into that, hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I got. Otherwise, literally, this construction outside of the tent being oriented a bit different looks exactly like it did in 2022 and 2023.
So if the tent is a little different.
Yeah.
You might have just said this. I'm sorry, I was reading the chat.
Mm.
Is the outside portion is bigger now, or we don't know?
We don't know for sure, but it definitely leaves the possibility that there's more outdoor space now, for sure.
Okay. I just keep wanting to go the outside part.
I mean, I feel like it has to be probably at least a little bigger. Do they use that space for anything? I don't know. Can't guarantee that.
It would be more, I guess, like longer, because you can't be wider. The buildings are where they are, so it'd be a longer space.
Yes. Here, let's go to our expert here, Luigi. Also, thanks for joining. The way the tents are laid out this year, the space between the queue and tents, it's much bigger than Chucky and Blum.
Much bigger.
Much bigger. So I feel like if you have much bigger, then you're going to do something with it, right? You would hope. I don't know why you would want to put anything in a house outside in Orlando. If you don't know what the weather is like here, it's wet that time of year. So it's an interesting choice if you do any significant portions outside.
I'm going to hold that thought I just had until later.
Okay, well, this is literally all we have for Orlando right now. So
I'm really vibing with the hidden Mickey people. I'm sorry. I think that this is how we should do this every time, but like intentionally. No, that is why I wasn't listening to you. I'm not going to lie. That comment made me chuckle. I had to keep it together. To
be fair, I wouldn't be seen in Supercharged unless it's for HHN. So there's that. You won't catch me there.
Before they had houses there, I had been on that ride 2 times, both against my will. It was like one thing where I was like, I don't ever need to go on it. I don't need that credit. No. And then every time I went, it was like for a shitty ex or other reason I shouldn't be there. So all my hours I've logged in this queue or ride space is because of HHN.
That's the only good reason to be there, to be completely honest. So nice. Good. All right. Well, so I guess with that, we're going to hop on over to Hollywood. But first, a few people have joined since. JJ, thanks for joining. 5th live. All right. Ooh. That's pretty good because we've only been doing since we've returned from last year when we took a huge break from lives. I think it's our 6th. So it's not that many.
You're like day 1 now.
Yeah, basically. Hi,
What's
up, Dakota? Thanks for joining.
Hi.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, I know. Chemo. I also would love them to just put that ride out of its misery.
It'll only be hopefully a little longer.
Yeah. Hydra made their first trip to Orlando in 2021 and forced their cousin through Supercharged first and the last time. They
You
make that
poor
mistake.
precious summer child.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
so
rough.
sorry.
It really is one of those things that, like, at this point, I only do if I'm coming with someone who's never been to the park and they're kind of like, "Oh, Fast and Furious, kind of got to see it." I'm like, "Okay,
No.
don't say I didn't warn you."
You know how I hate watched the Monsters POV?
Mhm.
I hate rode Fast and Furious the only 2 times I've ever ridden.
I mean, is there any other way to ride it?
I
Be honest.
imagine going on it and you hate it, and then the person you're riding it with is like, "This is the best thing ever,"
Mhm.
because this is their like Beetlejuice IP, pretty much. And I just had to sit there. I disassociated so hard.
Keith kind of has another way how you kind of get
Oh,
forced in
okay.
there. Having a friend who is Taylor, who's one of the live actors, which
That's cool.
very good reason, and also that's like literally the best part of the attraction is the live actors they have in the queue,
But you could leave before you
and you
board.
can also leave.
It's not like they're driving the
That's
vehicles.
true. That's a good point. Oh, that's interesting. Also, thanks for joining, Brianna. The Punks van is chilling on the tram tour still.
Oh,
Huh.
okay.
Make use of it, or is it just sitting there to look cool?
Wasn't it it's like it could be like a clown car, right?
Oh, it could definitely get repurposed for something.
Well, there is a circus tent in the tram.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, God.
Dun, dun, dun,
Don't say
dun,
that. Don't say that.
dun.
Don't say that. Ugh. The studio tour has gotten much more tolerable without Supercharged.
Is it not part of it anymore?
No, it's gone. Closed.
Oh, so
Forever.
I had to sit through the shitty tour twice is what I'm hearing.
Yes, correct.
Ugh, whatever.
Oh, here we go. We'll stick to Orlando for another minute here. Mike Daniels, I missed last week's live. Before you swap to Hollywood, what's the number one Orlando rumor you are each excited for?
How do I point to her?
Oh,
She's right there.
that's fair. So shared.
WWE. Well, I guess okay, Orlando.
I mean, it's for Orlando. That's still true.
I'm
'Cause you
more
could be excited for it in
Orlando.
Orlando and not in Hollywood at all. So, I mean, that can be your choice.
Insert tweet of Murdy saying he hasn't watched WWE since da 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 da. Whatever.
Yeah, that's probably a good reason. One I'm most excited for, even though we don't really know what it is, whatever that like cityscape is that has kind of been discussed as like a graveyard thing. Because if it has anything to do with graveyards, it's just something HHN Orlando is great at. Like it's like an automatic home run for them. It's a layup. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that. And if it's not a graveyard at all, then oh well, I missed.
If it's a graveyard, that's also would be my number one original. We know.
Oh
that.
yeah, of course.
If it's not,
it's like one of those concepts you like normally wouldn't be excited about just because it's so basic, right?
yeah.
But like every time Orlando does it, it's great, basically. So
yeah, no complaints about a graveyard from here. I don't even know what the other originals are that I would. Well, I guess depending on what that broadcast tower turns into, I would be very interested in that. But that's not really a rumor. That's just I mean, it's on the spec map.
yeah, I mean, if you want to stick to like, it feels more like speculation at this point, kind of like the HR Blood and Guts side of things, maybe.
Yeah, that's about it. But WWE.
Okay, we're gonna stick with this a little bit longer. Katie says, "I know the city demon maze had feathers, but did we bring it up?" I mean, we talked about it had like wings on it. I don't really think we focused on that aspect too much. I don't know what you think about it, but when I look at it, I feel like that's almost more for aesthetic. I feel like we had a slight like kind of like looks like Angel's Wings combo, and then we immediately went into our Orlando doesn't fuck with that.
Yeah, that's true.
And we kind of dropped it outside of that, but I don't know. I'm kind of almost looking past that intentionally. Like I feel like it's just there for fitting the aesthetics, but I could be very, very wrong.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't give it a thought beyond, well, Orlando doesn't do that. Which sucks. I guess I don't know where I know where I've gotten into that mindset, but like it sucks that that's the mindset we fell into like really quickly because of one thing. But we haven't really seen. Someone's gonna correct me, but we haven't really seen a lot of like winged creatures recently, have we?
Like of a house specifically?
Yeah, don't tell me like crows in Hollywood. That's not what I'm talking about. But like,
Yeah, not really.
yeah, I fuck with that. That's kind of cool. But if it's just aesthetic, it doesn't. It could be really interesting if they were winged in this city, whatever the creatures are, because we haven't had like a big flying house, and that was like where I think my not love's not the right word, but like my appreciation for the Fallen is like with all the flying gags. And like they hit a lot of the times in the 2 nights I went in 27. But if we could have a house like that, that would be really cool.
Yeah, no, I'd be down for that too. In a graveyard.
In a graveyard. Yeah, like winged creatures in a graveyard.
In a graveyard. This is actually a pretty fun spec about it too. Penzel Washington could be related to The Weeknd or Sinners, both dealing with life and death. The life and death angle, I think, is definitely more what that is going towards than the wings themselves, for sure. I can tell you, I don't expect either of those properties to be at HHN this year. I will say I saw Sinners today, finally. I've been waiting so long, and it's just as good as I want it to be. So, great movie. Don't expect it at HHN this year, but it would be fucking cool. It would be.
It's the Wanted House. It's the Western.
There we go. There we go. Found it.
I'm supposed to see it this weekend. So
it's also so aesthetically close to Darkest Deal because Ryan Coogler's even said it now. He's also kind of really looked into that Robert Johnson lore and the story behind it to kind of create the visuals and somewhat the story as well. So it's really inspired from kind of the same place. So maybe a little too soon after Darkest Deal to pull the same aesthetic, but it'd be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I know now that we've kind of gotten to this whole like moving away from Orlando, and we got a lot of comments about it. You could keep asking Orlando stuff.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Orlando. We just mean we're like done with the Orlando news side.
We're sitting in Orlando right now. Please talk about Orlando.
Yeah. So if you have anything Orlando, you can keep bringing it up. That's fine. We're not like just ignoring it the rest of the night. Let's see. Funny. I know there's a few more comments. Oh, this one Jess will love, of course. Sorry, Jess. No WWE house.
That's okay.
Yeah, I think that this is gonna be very split, right? Like there's gonna be people super excited, and there's gonna be people who don't watch wrestling at all. Are gonna be like,
There are people who think wrestling's very stupid, and that's okay. I was one of those people. I totally get it, and I don't dislike or have a negative opinion towards anybody who feels that way. So it's not your
it's an understandable take, right?
Oh, absolutely. If you would have told I can't, even the Jess that like started podcasting in 2020 that this was going to happen before she met her husband, I would have been giggling and be like, okay, that's funny. But if you would have told like 2017, 2019 Jess, who's like screaming about graveyard games, who's still screaming about graveyard games, I would be like, why the fuck? I would be one of the biggest like naysayers for this house, which is so funny considering where I am now and who I am.
You fully hopped on board to the fullest.
Yeah, but I get it. To me, it's live theater, and live theater is what HHN is.
So. And then you have Hydra, who doesn't like wrestling, but is excited for the house. And again, like I don't hate wrestling by any means, but I don't watch wrestling. But I also think there is a lot of potential, especially considering like Mike Aiello and a lot of the Orlando team's love for wrestling. So I think they could have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. And the wrestlers, all that. We're going to keep talking about it until it drops off the spec map.
Until we walk through the house.
Yeah.
All right, so let's hop into some of the Hollywood updates and news now. Where do we want to kick this off? Let's go to one that we've talked about a lot at this point and just kind of get an update with where we're at. And that is going to be talking about what we believe is Scarecrow the Reaping, and has now shown up on the spec map as Scarecrow the Reaping. Shocker, who would have thought? So this is going to be the T-pad location, I believe. Oh, oops, I didn't mean to do that.
I don't know.
Oh, no. Yes, it's T-pad, by the way. So we had originally talked about how the layout is kind of what made it look like Scarecrow, thanks to our friend Kevin.
The squiggle.
Well, now we have some updates on that construction. This is the most recent update we have, the most recent photo. And well, this is right now what it looks like. This was 2022. So obviously, further along and a slightly
Mhm.
different advancements on parts, but obviously shape-wise, layout-wise, it, that be the Scarecrow facade.
You think they learned the first time that maybe putting the A-frame up was stupid before they had the back support up? That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, right? They're like,
Like,
maybe we could do this a little better.
yeah, like to me, why is just that little tiny piece of wood just holding up the A-frame? This seems sturdy.
A
These
lot
are
sturdier.
flats. Like these are ready.
And I know, like, you guys have in Southern California, there's like a season that tends to be pretty windy. Is it summer? Because if it is, like, you would think this would have already been done in the first place. Someone tell me.
And they're like in a mountain. Wouldn't it be, isn't it like extra windy in a mountain? I don't know. We live in the flatlands over here.
Yeah, we don't know about that. Sorry.
We know nothing about elevation except when we go to California.
We know a lot about wind. We get a lot of that.
We do get wind.
So
That's about it.
here we go. Let the Murdy slander begin. When Chemo Dog follows up, John Murdy killed my grandma.
There's the slander. We didn't say anything.
We didn't do it. Wasn't us.
We
Wasn't
weren't.
us.
Were we mean last week? Oh, my voice got really. Were we mean? I don't remember.
I don't know. I think we've
I
not
think
been
we've been
mean
so
for a
nice
while.
this
We've been nice.
season.
We try to be very complimentary when we say things that we don't like. You know,
Try.
like we
No.
make it like a compliment sandwich. Like, oh, this is great. This is shit, but this was great.
You might finish my sentence with a compliment, but I don't know if I do a
But
compliment.
that's why I said we as a team. That's what
Oh,
we've done.
Duff is the PR person coming behind, sweeping up. Oh God. Santa Ana winds are summer, then go into fall. I did know about into fall
Perfect.
because
So
that's when we go.
yeah, I guess early build, it doesn't matter too much if it's not really a season where you get the extreme winds. So
They just
guess it
found a
doesn't.
better way this year.
Yeah, that's all. That's all.
This is in the same spot, like house
Yes.
location.
Yes. No. No.
I was like, there's buildings
was
closer to it
No,
now.
because
I have
it
no idea.
was H slot before, I
Oh, okay.
believe.
It's like that building is so close.
Yeah, I think it was someone in Hollywood. Correct me. No.
This is the
No,
T-pad now. What's the
Yes.
T? Which
This
one's
is T-pad.
which one's T-pad?
So T-pad was. Oh God, what was there last year? I don't even remember the house.
Is it Holidays in Hell? Was that last year? No, that was the year
That wasn't
before.
last year.
That was the year before. I'm so sorry.
Okay, Albert also confirmed yes, H lot in 2022. That's what I thought. Oh, and Hydra
I
and a
don't
lot of people.
remember. Someone tell me what was in the T-pad last year. TCM.
Seriously,
TCM.
what was? Oh, yes.
TCM.
Right?
How did we?
Yes, yeah. I seriously forgot that house existed for a minute.
I do not remember how you get to this house because that's how I remember where the mazes are in Hollywood. Is like the path we had to take.
It's the one where you kind of like if you're off to the left of the house, it had the whole queue to the side on the left side of the house, like by the facade. And when you exit, like you came and walked around a building.
Not ringing a bell.
No.
Is it where Killer Clowns was?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. I know exactly what you're talking about now. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, we're back where we are. Understood. And Holidays was the year prior, so I was in the right area, just in the wrong year. Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
Thank you, everybody. God, Hollywood is so fucking confusing. Can we talk about Ube again? Like,
there's really nothing to talk about in Ube right now. I think we'll get a mention of it, but that's about it.
I love everybody saying, you go down the hill to the right of Transformers. That doesn't help me. I don't know what that means. Transformers is the hub for like 5 mazes or something like that. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. And there's normally a tour guide with a little stick that's like, this way. And I'm following them.
Yeah, that's true. We don't have to pay as much attention typically.
No.
Maybe we should, though.
Apparently, because I don't. What is this, my 4th or 5th year this year? And I don't fucking know where I am. Moving on.
Yeah, that's all right. Wow, I lost all the actual Scarecrow comments because of all the questions.
Sorry. Check on my back.
TLEV apparently has newer updates posted, so I assume that's on their YouTube channel. If you want to go check that out, it sounds like they might have newer updates for Scarecrow. Hydra, it's definitely Scarecrow. Yeah, it really looks like it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Repeat pad. Ain't
Oh,
that
I
the
like
truth?
that.
Ain't that the truth?
I like
Mike Daniels,
that.
I love Scarecrow, but with this house also coming to Horror Unleashed, I hope they don't make us sick of the house with oversaturation. I'm gonna be honest. Bringing it back 3 years after it premiered, uh, it's already enough, or debuted in Hollywood, I should say, is already making me sick of it. So
Yeah.
having it 2 HHN locations in the same year, no, thank you. I'm good.
Yeah. Whatever. I'm still gonna go, but meh.
And then also to Mike, do you think we could see any of the enhancements to the house coming to Horror Unleashed? Could it make it over to Hollywood? Um, Probably not. Maybe like small ones, but I think like some of the biggest enhancements we're going to see are kind of those like show moments that they talked about, and kind of a better way to tell the story. I would assume that probably takes up like extra space, like an extra room added in. And obviously, they aren't just going to have show moments in the middle of this house where you come to a stop. So
Yeah.
I'd have to guess no. I mean, you might see some tiny improvements from 2022, but otherwise, I expect basically the same thing.
Yeah. You think any characters might be a little different?
I mean, that's possible. Yeah.
Yeah. That's about it though. We know the layout's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Based on the squiggle. And the
And
bird wall.
And the bird poop wall.
Yeah, poop wall.
Yeah, well, Chemo, you're not alone. I'm a little tired of this discussion too because we have it every week because we have an update every. It's only been like 3 weeks at this point, but yeah,
I feel so
it feels like
deflated.
one of those things that kind of came out of nowhere, and now it's like, it's Scarecrow, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It sucks that it's like disappointing. I wish it was like hey, we figured out what it is and we're so happy this is coming this year.
Mm-hmm. That's not the feeling at all.
Nope. We're just gonna sit here and wait for the next confirmation of something.
Kevin, if you're listening, find something fun.
Kevin, we are literally
Figure out something fun.
begging
Please.
you to
Please.
figure out what something else is. Go in Ube. Don't sneak in. Don't sneak in. Don't sneak in. Just sniff out. You have like this. You have this like sixth sense or something. That's just like you can tell. I think it's like a vibe thing. Go do a vibe check on Ube and let us know.
Just touch the wall. Oh, there's the camera. Touch the wall and feel it. Just feel it. The Entertainment Connection says this will be an exact repeat. I would be beyond shocked if anything changes or was upgraded. Well, I'm glad to see that someone who much more knowledgeable of Hollywood also thinks the same. I'm not happy, but I'm happy that we're probably correct and we aren't going to sound ridiculous in a few months.
Yeah.
So there's that. Star Trek is in Ube, no?
Oh, that would make sense.
Mm-hmm. But are they like, again, someone else with more knowledge of this might know, but are they using either I think it's a smaller space than a full house, but are they using like just a small space of the house or is it like another space in Ube maybe?
I don't know.
Don't know.
I barely know anything about Ube. Oh, there's a comment. They use the full space for Star Trek.
Oh, okay.
So this will be a quick build. That's what I'm hearing. Everything's being built offsite.
Yeah, basically. Because this ends, or FanFest ends in June? End of June? Something like that?
I don't know.
Or is it May? Is it even May that it ends?
Assume that I have no idea.
I expect it to be. Oh, actually, Hydra's saying the same thing here. Ube will definitely be used for HHN. Yeah, for sure. I don't think that was a necessary concern.
Ends in the end of May. Tyler, thank you. You are coming in with these answers right now. Thank you to also everyone with the TCM, with the T-pad question. I was really struggling. Well, speaking of FanFest, I'm so upset that it looks really good. Have you watched videos?
Yes, I know I've watched videos. It does look really good.
The Back to the Future,
especially like Back to the Future. Just
we couldn't get anything
amazing
like that.
Entertainment built out of that. Dungeons and Dragons looks phenomenal.
Yes, yeah. The Star Trek.
Yeah, sure.
No,
I feel like I haven't even watched something that showed much of the walkthrough. It's shown like a little scene and like, all right, yeah, it's enough Star Trek.
I've seen the same part. I guess like the control whatever thing. I don't know. Still, it looks fun. I don't know what Orlando could have done, like specific IPs, like because like Back to the Future, the magic is that it's on this, it's like in the set.
Yeah, of course.
If they threw Back to the Future in like the New York streets over here,
No, they would have had to build it like HHN house style or something.
yeah,
Basically,
we
to make
would
it
all
work
just
in
like,
Orlando.
interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to come to Orlando eventually. It's just a matter of time.
I'm just curious what we would get.
Yeah. Probably it'll be the same properties, I bet.
Well,
I don't think it's going to be like HHN where like there's some differences. I think they're probably just going to acquire properties and both coasts get them. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Will Mike ever be on a YouTube live? Last year, yes. This year, probably not. It's we work out this schedule so we can kind of make sure we can try to get out a podcast, which we didn't this week, and a YouTube live every week. So they have to be spread out in a way that works with scheduling. And with this scheduling, Mike will basically never be available for a YouTube live. And unfortunately, it's just how we have to do it for now. Maybe they'll change one day, but for now, that's where we're at with it.
Yeah.
All right, can we move on, as has been requested already from T-Pad and Scarecrow, to the most important thing? Where are the Goblethan shirts?
With Goblethan, I think.
Yeah, Goblethan hasn't been here, so it's tough to discuss whether or when they're coming, rather. So, gotta wait on the return of Goblethan.
Yeah, we would need to like have the design done. Shirts are a lot, y'all.
Yeah,
it's a lot. Not saying we won't have more shirts out or a Goblethan shirt. Who knows?
Albert asks, so if Murray has written 8 treatments, why would he need to write treatments for copy and paste houses? Well, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's done that in the past. Like when there is a complete repeat of a house, he'll still talk about like completing this many treatments in a year, because every year he kind of updates where he's at with treatments. And I don't think he's ever said less than the amount of houses.
I don't think so. I was gonna give a really like snarky, bitchy response, but
you're welcome from blocking that.
Yeah, thanks, so. Again, you're just sweeping up behind me. I because he's John Murdy and never
mind. Fair. Have fun, Brianna. I'm jealous because we are not going. I wish I would have booked something to go, but I didn't. And as much as I want to make a last minute trip, I imagine I will not.
Save your money for Wait, are we going to talk about that? Premium Scream?
Yeah, we should.
Oh, well, we didn't have a slide for it, so we already talked about Orlando.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll get there.
Okay, well,
I have something for it.
We'll okay. Never mind. I'm sorry. Sorry, I got it.
You're good. D'Angelo, doesn't FanFest take out of Hollywood's HHN budget? It could. I mean, we obviously don't know for sure, but it very well could. Or they could really have just allocated millions of more dollars, and that's it. We'll see no effects for HHN.
Millions.
I would hope tens of millions total for an entire event. No, maybe not in Hollywood.
Yeah, it's a big ask.
Sorry, Hollywood. All right, so let's see. Let's go next to, I guess, another one we've talked about, and we'll get to the newer stuff afterwards. And that is going to be our H slot north, I believe this is. So we talked about this. This is going to be the tent that they've put kind of the AC piping on top of. And we do have an update on that. And that's its current progress. So you can see now some facade work going on. You wouldn't think it would tell you too much at all, right? Like,
no.
It looks like a facade going up.
There's a doorway. I can tell you where we're going. Well, maybe I could tell you where we're going to enter. I actually don't know, because there's also a doorway on the other side. I have no idea.
So this is where we're going to go back to our friend Kevin.
Oh my God. There is a way, but there's no fucking way this man.
Yeah. I will tell you, this is not a new rumored property, and this is a property we fully expect to come.
Okay.
But let me know what you think.
Oh.
Yeah. So obviously Kevin saying potentially this is looking like it might line up to be Terrifier. There are scenes I would expect if they pull from Terrifier 3 where you'd want some cold. I don't think you'd need it in the whole house necessarily, but I mean, right? Like, so there's potential reasoning. You would want the cold aspect. So the way Kevin has lined it up, it looks like, in Kevin's opinion, the Terrifier Funhouse featured in Terrifier 2. And I mean, I'm not as good as looking at these things, but the way it's overlaid, I mean, that's pretty fucking close. I can envision it. I can see
He
it.
is killing it with these like overlays this year because in the last couple of years I've been like, I don't see it, and then he's right. And this year it's like, well, how can I argue? There's a Terrifier facade in front of me. Yeah, it could be anything, but like we know pretty much more or less at this point, Art the Clown's coming to the event, so those guys are gonna be uncomfortable. They're gonna be in prosthetics and all that shit. Make them cold, make them comfy.
Mm-hmm. Now, Elsie says there are window frames. It can't be that Terrifier Funhouse. If we go back here, I think we can kind of see. If you look kind of next to both door frames, you can kind of see structures that maybe would look like windows. That's where I would also like to point out this kind of immediately happened when Kevin discussed basically every facade he's ever predicted correctly. And then those spaces ended up being exactly for what he said they would be. So this is just, again, one of kind of those things where I'm rolling with Kevin. I believe Kevin. Kevin gets this right. It feels like every single time. So we'll see. Obviously, it's still very early stages. This facade has a lot of work to go. But I think there's potential by the time we talk to you next week. It's going to look a lot more like maybe this.
with the big scythe and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to actually say Terrifier next week.
Yeah, right. I think H-Lot would be a good location for Terrifier. It's have a big IP in that space, and hopefully maybe like an original or just like a smaller draw IP next to it. Also, it just feels like Terrifier doesn't need the scale of one of the sound stages or the Ube space. So I don't know. It feels like it works. The AC, again, you can kind of reason why it would be in Terrifier specifically. Or maybe it has nothing to do with the specific house, and they really are just kind of testing this out on one this year to see how it goes. Don't know.
All right, it's time for everybody's favorite game. Which one's the H-Lot?
So H-Lot's the one kind of where there's always like the two houses, right? So like
Ghostbusters Insidious?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Look, I got it in the right year.
Yeah. Boom. Boom.
Okay.
I was literally about to say Chucky Universal Monsters.
I was gonna say I know Unmasked was down
right
there, and I could not think of Chucky. Yeah. So we're getting there. We're getting there. It's the one through Hogsmeade. That. God.
Yep. The Walk.
We do that once, and then
the Walk.
We will literally. I think last year, I ran Insidious like 3 or 4 times in a row just because I wasn't walking.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we were like literally just going back and forth.
We just kept Ghostbusters Insidious.
Like I snuck these out several times, and then we're gone.
And then we're like, well, time to walk back and do something else.
Yeah. Save our legs a little bit.
A little bit. We had been there since
and
like
time. Mainly time. Mothman. Kevin does it again. He's gonna be right too. I know he is. I mean,
yep.
Yeah. 8-Bit Slasher says the 2 doorways make it a lock for me. Don't have the AC accident again. What
does that mean?
I need elaboration on this. Tyler points out the AC is likely because of the nature of that location. It's in the sun all day. That would make sense.
What about the one next door to it, though?
A black tent. Is it get shade from the building more, maybe?
I was just curious because like there's 2 right next to each other and they're both black. Yeah. So
the one kind of usually is like right up, or not right up necessarily, but close to that large building. I don't know what that building is. Sorry, guys. We don't know everything about Hollywood, but I know it's closer to the building, so it might get the shade from the building during the day too.
We don't know what the building is. We know they project on it. We love a projection.
Kira thinks it would be an awesome facade. I mean, it does look pretty cool. It definitely looks cool.
Really like it.
Oh. Hydra says, I think Art's going to come out of the doorway on the right to interact with guests. Huh.
They gotta have art in front of the house.
Huh.
Come on.
That would be cool.
We're gonna get the coolest videos of David Howard Thornton at the event. Scary. Like, I just feel it. And we're not even gonna know he was in the house. We're gonna be like, wow, that art really looked like art.
Yeah. It's like, oh, hi, I was there.
And then it's like us,
We'll see it on
someone
like,
we know in a
social
video.
media.
Yeah, right. I knew he looked right like that.
Whoever did this editing did a great job. That would also be Kevin. That would also be Kevin.
One day you're gonna tell me that Kevin is actually Jonathan, and Jonathan has lived in California this whole time.
That's why he hasn't been here.
Right. I'm like, wow. That's why you're like, you'll know who Kevin is. I won't. I'll never know, apparently.
Maybe you won't.
It's okay.
We need more enter through the mouth of clown facades. Yeah, that's my favorite kind of facade. Best genre of facade for sure. And a lot agreeing with the long / annoying walk to get down to H lot because, man, it is. Oh, it's rough. I can't imagine being a local and like being like, all right, let's get down there again. Another day, another H lot walk.
Okay, we walked all the way to the parade buildings.
It's not. That feels so different. Also, there's elevation for H lot. A lot of elevation.
There's elevation in the whole park. You take like 11,000 escalators to get down.
Well, this one doesn't have an escalator. You just walk it.
Well, I know. I'm aware, unfortunately. But I would say the is it TCM or the other one that was like kind of by there? I remember walking to like Exorcist was really fucking annoying because there's like one like big whoo, or maybe it's leaving Mario. I can't remember. But there's like a really big elevation shift and it's like a very, very steep hill. I mean, and it's not this hill.
Where you're like turning the corner and going up?
I think so. No. It's like specifically over by, I'm pretty sure it's the T-pad. There's like this weird.
There's the like immediate drop off.
It's like, and it's like a roller coaster.
Yeah. If you got sent down. I see what you're saying, like from Exorcist when you went down.
Yes.
Yeah, there is for sure.
Whew.
But to the shaded part, yeah, H lot south gets shaded by the parking structure. H lot north, what we're staring at here, gets less shade. So yeah, and it's a parking structure. There we go. The more you know, or remember, I'm sure we can tell when we walk by it, and we just never think about it again.
Yeah.
Let's see here. But who will be in the house if Art's outside?
I was just laughing at that. I was like, the Mickey Mouse rule.
Probably Art. Probably some more Art and other side characters.
There's only one Art. He gets the Mickey Mouse treatment, apparently.
No, he doesn't. Get out of here.
There's only one.
I don't believe it. One man can't do all that.
I mean, he's got I don't know her name. He's got a not sidekick. I don't know. I haven't seen the second or the third one. I just know they work together. They got Jack and Chance going on over there, okay?
Remember the walk to the Toxic Tunnel and Metro sets? Yeah, but then I got to go through the Toxic Tunnel, so all was right in the world, so I just accepted it.
I did not know that.
It was fine. It was fine.
And I know that the one to the whatever lot is long. I mentally prepare myself for that one. It's the random hills that get you in Hollywood. Random elevation.
It really is, yeah. So
my knees.
Listen, we have some long walks in Orlando for sure, but the elevation just adds a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, so let's move on from Terrifier. Again, another thing we've been talking a lot about the last few weeks, to something a little bit newer. That's talking about the pretty newly put up Mummy queue. There was kind of questions originally. Would that be put up? Would it not? As we found out last week. Yeah, it went up. Kevin, again, talking to you, talking about you. If you could see where this little red circle is in the back, there's a small structure being put up that would almost seem to definitely indicate the return of that final scene. That's at the exterior of the tent that they did not use last year. It was used in previous years. It's just kind of dead exposure did not have it. But now it looks like it's back.
I don't remember.
So basically, it was just kind of like it feels like the house still, but it's like not the tent. It's just a small extension, like a little kind
Hmm.
of almost like just a switchback or like a switchback and a half kind of space. And that's about it.
I'm not trying to play the game again. Last of Us? Was
Did
this
it have
Tina?
it?
Yeah, was
Yeah,
this
yeah,
Last of
yeah.
Us?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that was like the last part with like the last couple zombies,
Yes,
right?
correct.
Okay, or infected,
Yes,
whatever.
yes.
I look at me, I'm like a
You
Hollywood
did it.
pro.
You did it.
Oh my God. Wow. Toss. I'm doing it. These lives are teaching me. Anubis and Legends. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Hmm.
I know where we are. I'm acclimated to the area. Okay. Don't ask me about the H slot though. Or T-pad. I can't fucking remember.
Trivia next week.
If you ask me what was in the soundstage behind Transformers, I can probably tell you.
Yeah. The Entertainment Connection adds, could it be the facade? They like to flip a lot. There was a lot of comments like that on social media too. And sorry, I did not already have the zoomed in version ready to go. But I think when you look at this, it really looks like a floor plan layout space rather than a facade layout because it kind of like has that opening and then a wall which you would wrap around.
Mm,
Could be a facade, would just be a very, very interesting and probably terrible way to lay out a facade.
yeah. Mm-mm.
It's not fully out of the question, but I don't know. It seems to definitely look more like kind of that extended space at the end.
I feel like nothing's ever out of the question in Hollywood.
No, definitely not. Definitely
I
not.
do like that you clicked on the Duff Fan Club Forever comment at first and did
Did I? Oh,
you
that's the one I
did.
hit.
You did, and I was like, oh, we're not a
Maybe.
Duff Fan Club.
Oh yeah, I should put that up. You got one earlier. Thank you, Salacious.
I
Appreciate
was like, damn, Duff is not a fan of his own fan club.
it. Okay, I do want to go back to this just because there's some Toxic Tunnel love. Well, sort of love. As much as I didn't like Toxic Tunnel, at least it was something to look forward to from the hills. The Entertainment Connection famously not a fan of Toxic Tunnel. However, still positives. Still positives.
I can tell you're not a fan because you didn't spell it correctly.
That's true. That's not enough. I mean, just in its
Maybe
last incarnation, you know.
first year.
You know. Uh,
Brianna also didn't spell it
yeah.
right. Guys, toxic.
So many scare actors I've talked to miss Toxic Tunnel.
It looks so
You never
fun.
appreciate something until it's gone.
Damn.
Kiara also misses it. There's a lot of love for Toxic Tunnel, that's for sure. Wait, what?
That's how you actually spell it.
All right. No. Oh, something from Hydra here. They can't flip the facade back that way because of how the T-pad works. So because how you mentioned you kind of had to like that walk down, right? I assume it's
Yeah.
because that space that they need, right? Makes sense.
That
Makes
drop.
sense.
And that is a top hat. Pretty much.
Yes, correct.
You guys have your own Velocicoaster back there. God damn it. You don't need this new coaster they're building.
And the Mosasaurus roll is when Jess rolls her ankle.
Stop it. Stop it. I am not going to jinx myself. I'm not going to do it.
I guess I did it for you. Sorry.
Fuck you.
Rest in peace, Goblin. Then you don't miss something till it's gone.
I feel like we need the in memoriam music from the Schmitties going right now.
Man, we don't have it preloaded in the StreamYard. Damn.
You know, I never thought I'd say this, and I can't. It's filmed, so it's gonna be here forever. I kind of miss Jonathan.
Yeah.
And Mike. I haven't talked to Mike.
I'm saving this.
Yeah. Someone will tell him. It'll get clipped, and someone will put it on Discord.
You know, Albert, that's a good reason to love it too, because getting the Metro sets back would be great. Great space for houses. Kind of great how it had like the food and beverage areas. It was just a great place to be in for the event, and they can make it really have more of that atmosphere you want HHN to have. That they seem to struggle to throughout a lot of parts of this park. So I definitely want Metro sets back badly.
And Albert gets the badge of #1 Toxic Tunnel fan because he spelled it correctly.
Oh man, is that 5?
I don't know.
We're jumping ahead here. This is crazy.
I don't know. That's not. I didn't get to see it. I'm not the judge.
Speaking of jumping ahead, we're going to go to our last bit of updating from Hollywood. And this is kind of what our whole thumbnail is based around, talking about the new house location. In the sense that if this tent that is behind Jurassic World, kind of that extended queue space, I believe, in the back. If this is for HHN, this will be the first time it's been used since 2016. So I will say, going back, also photo from Entertainment Connection. Go follow them. Their channel's like right here in the comments, so you can literally just click it and subscribe now too. So go do that.
Do it.
Our friend Kevin really seems to think that it's for HHN as well. So there's that.
2017 Duff. God.
Oh, sorry. I did the same. I did the exact thing Jonathan told me not to do. And I think it's because he told me not to. He said, Duff.
I like the Jonathan voice.
Duff, I tweeted 2016. Make sure you say 2017 and not 2016. No. I think that's why 2016 was in my head.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm blaming Goblethin.
This doesn't look like a very big tent. Or we're just going fast? Is that? Oh, this was a video, right? I think I saw the video or something. I don't know. It doesn't look very big to me. It just looks like a little tiny tent. I don't know why.
Well, look Entertainment like Connection. You saw it. What'd you think size wise? What did it look like? Normal
Not
size?
to be a size queen. I'm sorry.
What was going on down there?
That was a great impression for a second, says Hydra. It really was.
I do what I can.
The Jonathan voice. It's the same size as an H-lot tent.
Same size as the H-lot tent.
Sorry. I did not mean to be that person. It doesn't matter, I promise.
Raptors house? We're talking like Jurassic Park or like the Toronto Raptors?
I was about to say the basketball team.
Both would be terrifying, but
so this instead of a previous location that's like on the map is what I'm guessing. I don't know.
Yeah, so we're gonna move into that discussion, I guess, here, and that's the first thing that came up was, oh my God, do we actually have 9 houses instead of 8? Right. So
the Orlando effect.
Obviously, that excitement can come, and then it can kind of immediately be killed. Let's skip right to this one because this is the current progress in Soundstage 12, also courtesy of Kevin here. Nothing's happening for HHN, and while that doesn't for sure mean they can't start later, definitely feeling like this is just going to be a replacement for Soundstage 12, which last year, super excited to go into, but if we're being honest, the utilization of space, not good. The queue space, if you were in standby, terrible.
Yeah, you were like
so
down and around the corner.
Yeah. It wouldn't be the worst space to lose if it was going to be anything like it was used last year anyways. Yeah. But let's go to this real quick before we discuss it even more. John Murdy was kind of directly asked, like, is it coming back for HHN? He said the plot thickens. And in a roundabout way, that's kind of John Murdy, I think, saying, yes, it is for HHN.
Oh. So this is, okay. Because did you enter Soundstage 12 back there or no? How did you enter 12? Where was the queue for that? Wasn't it over there?
12.
Kind of.
Where did you enter?
You pass it? Didn't you? I don't remember.
Did we use a different location?
We definitely went in through a different entrance.
First time. Yeah.
Yeah, but because I think we got
so the standby, or I guess the queue.
Yeah, so it was through that queue. Okay.
Went through the Jurassic World, then you kind of went through that. I think the gate we're staring at was open, and that's where they kind of had like almost, I don't know if that was the merge point, but where like they were holding and then sending.
Yeah, and it was like
because you were like crossing an active road as well.
Yeah. Okay. This does not seem like a negative to me because it's just a shorter walk now. Okay, cool. So sorry, Soundstage 12. I mean, but also to go against something you said a little bit, because you said you showed what the soundstage looks like right now. Ube fully has a Star Trek experience in there.
Correct.
Right now.
Yes, it would be more just kind of lining up with their typical construction timeline, right? And also, if you already can't work on one space, why are you delaying another one? You think you'd start working on the others and then get to that one later? I don't know.
That's a good point. No, you're right. And you're right. You're right. But you might not be right.
I might. To be fair, I'm not really. This isn't me. I don't know. I haven't seen this in person. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know in general. But it does seem to be the main rumor right now, coming from points that make a ton of sense, that this would be replacing Soundstage 12. But I would also like to point out that there are people who think maybe that's not necessarily the case. As we can see here, it was a white tent last year.
Yeah.
Which I know that's also something we've seen a lot on social media. Typically, they are black tents in Hollywood in general. So maybe they're just kind of bringing it to what it normally is at this point. And also, or I think this is actually kind of on the side of it. Because sorry, I read it as last house. Last year was because you walked under the tent on your way there. So I think this is also on the side of, yeah, it's probably a space or a house this year. Incorrect.
I could tell you about a million times.
Hydra also points out, and there's a video posted of it, and there is wood underneath the tent. So it seems like they would be building something.
This is not Q space. Well, no. I mean, it is Q space, but you know what I mean. For HHN, this is not Q space.
No, yeah. It definitely, it looks like it's a house, right?
Yeah. I mean, hey. I'm all for, they'd love to switch it up. Let's keep switching it up until you can figure out a way to stop putting black walls in houses.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I feel like this would be an improvement, right? And I think the 2017 Insidious house was pretty well liked across the board for the most part. And Entertainment Connection, again, Soundstage 12 was great because of the history, and you got to walk into Soundstage 12. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Utilization on the HHN side, not great. Very not great.
Yeah.
Albert also says rumor is Soundstage 12 and on the chopping block. Rest in peace, Soundstage 12. Yeah. It's definitely the leading rumor right now that this will be a house.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh my, Salacious. I'm not.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, whoa. It's not the kind of show we're running here.
Oh, that's a good point. Sound stages on the lot take a bit out of the budget, so honestly, this would be a good thing. Yeah.
They got to pay the rent.
Yeah. More money's good. And yeah, to clarify, KSF HHN fan is convinced he'll be for HHN this year. Sorry, I read it wrong the first time. My bad.
Back to that Duff is always right comment.
Like I said, incorrect. Very much not always right.
3 or 4 comments down. Oh my god.
But yeah, so I guess the big news here is not necessarily a new house location, but new in the past 8 years now.
No, read the Entertainment Connection recent comment.
So when HHN houses are in this location, we use the upstairs portion of Jurassic World where the bars are located. So the bars could be gone. Oof.
We had such a nice little VIP section.
And I assume because of the space behind this, you have that active road situation that they wouldn't be able to really move the queue back there, right?
Close the ride. Doesn't it close at like 11 anyways?
Yeah.
like leave it open.
It doesn't need to be open, right?
Yeah, like just close it. Just fucking close it. I don't care. Give me my bars.
I do want, like, those bars have to bring in good money, right? Like they're gonna want to try to find a way to make it work. They're gonna want to find a way to make it work.
Like, God, yeah. Oh. I don't think the bars are. I don't think the bars are going anywhere.
Yeah, they make way too much money. I mean, again, logistically, like Entertainment Connection says, it seems like they could be on their way out, but I feel like they would want to find a way around that. They would definitely want to find a way to work around that and keep the bars and have your queue. Your cake and eat it too. Yeah. I guess we'll see. Interesting.
Your alcohol and drink it too.
But yeah, I wish this was more like, hey, guess what? We suddenly have an extra house, but that's, yeah, not looking like it's going to be the case.
Not this year. Probably not next year for either. once everybody's in the green again, and then the UK will put us back in the red.
Then we'll talk.
We'll see. Vegas has got to pull numbers too, though. Unfortunately,
I think it's not.
WWE wants to do WrestleMania in Vegas again, like in the next couple of years.
Oh, really?
Also, Orlando's supposed to be getting 3 major pay-per-views in the next 5 years.
Not too surprising, right? Orlando tends to get a decent amount.
We have not had something like one of the big 4 in a minute. And the last WrestleMania was the one with the coaster set, 30-something. It's been a while. So, off the WWE talk.
Listen, I will chill in the Jurassic World playground
any day.
Having a terrible... Actually, those cocktails were pretty decent last year, to be fair. Having a hopefully decent cocktail. That'd be great.
That sounds like a liability, though.
Yeah, there's an idea that probably won't happen, but they can queue at Soundstage 12, but then you end up crossing the street twice, so that kind of like just elevates the issue you already had. True. That would be a pain in the ass. Although I guess it would basically be about the same because they would just send both sides at the same time. But I'd imagine they want to get away from that. That's just a hassle. Don't need to talk about that. That's unnecessary. But we're going to move on now. That was our last bit of updating from Hollywood. So let's hop on over to some insider rumors, we'll say. And I think it's kind of just all from Legacy. So some interesting tidbits Legacy has said over the past week or so. Just kind of referring to some of the rumors we've had. One of those that has popped up more recently is Friday the 13th coming to HHN. Asked directly, have you heard it? Legacy said, among other things. So confirming that it has been heard. Doesn't sound like the most confident yes in the world, but Legacy is saying they have heard it.
Have we ever seen Legacy and John Murdy in the same room? This is very much giving Murdy tweet.
No, I don't think we have, to be fair.
What if Legacy was Murdy?
And I believe they both live overseas.
I think Legacy is Murdy.
It's possible.
This tweet has solidified that in my brain.
I will say, Friday the 13th feels like definitely came out of nowhere. Yeah. And I know we've discussed a lot about how its rights are super messy. Even going to the Crystal Lake series being produced for Peacock, how there's just so much shit they can't touch, so much important shit they can't touch. I don't know. It doesn't make it impossible. I'm not saying it's suddenly on my list of definitely going to happen, but I don't know if you want to grow a big slasher. Jason hasn't been here, period, since 2015. And hasn't actually had his own house since 2007 in Orlando. I believe it also would have been 2007 in Hollywood that he had his own house as well. So same years on both coasts, and it'd be a great grab. It's one that's going to draw in the horror crowd for sure.
Yeah. Wow. I mean,
and I know you love you some Jason, right?
I love me some big boy with machetes. I would love it, but I don't know. The slasher's already kind of been taken with art, so do we need it? Probably not. Do I want it? Absolutely, but not if it's the new origin story thing. I don't need that at the event. I want just Jason and all of his kills.
Yeah. Oh, and to add on to that, Hollywood also 2017 because they had Titans of Terror.
Mm-hmm. Somebody also said they had the remake. In 2010.
In 2010, yes. Hollywood definitely has had it more, that's for sure. But regardless, it has been a while since we've really had any representation at HHN, period. Either way.
God, I love that slasher so fucking much. It's just brutal. I don't need them to be funny.
No. And Jason's kind of one where you can just kind of go all out, right? There's, again, it depends on rights. I was going to say so much you can pull from. But it depends what rates you can get.
There's not actually so much you can pull.
But it's also one you can kind of get original with at the same time, right? He killed people. Have fun. Have fun.
I think a lot of people, even if Jason's not your favorite slasher, I don't think you're going to be mad that he's there because he has iconic kills in every single fucking movie.
Mm-hmm.
So this kind of deal. And I don't know about you, but if I knew that there was a whole house full of men that were built like Kane Hodder, I have not been able to talk about that man on a podcast in some years. So
That's true. That's like old like wish list episodes
yeah, whoo, I
where you
love that
were a
man.
feature on 365.
Woo, love that man. Built like a wall. That's how I want my slashers. Built like a wall.
And kind of going to the excitement. Oh my God, Friday 13th. Oh my God. Yep. MC Films. I've heard the name Legacy for years, but who is he?
John Murdy.
Well, yeah, besides being John Murdy, Legacy definitely purposely keeps their identity mostly under wraps. Like if you ever see Legacy in a photo with a friend, face is covered, right? So like you aren't supposed to know who Legacy is, but Legacy is someone who has been in the insider game for a long, long time. Like going back to like Horror Night Nightmares and even I believe older forums as kind of like working for HHN as a scare actor and moving to like insider. So part of the community and as an insider for like literally multiple decades at this point. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then yeah, just a bunch of like, listen, we haven't seen it in a while. Please, I want it. Legacy being Murdy would be such a Murdy thing. I want it.
It would honestly be like, I don't know. I feel like it would make me like Murdy a little more. Be like, you know what? I respect you. You've been leaking all this shit.
Mm-hmm. Right? That's true. That's true. You
Making
throw
it
us off
into,
sometimes.
yeah.
You leaking shit too.
You make it into like book IB whatever's. I for someone who's on an HHM podcast, I know things at a very like high level. I'm sorry,
Just
Salacious.
size squeezing now big boy with machete.
You would have hated the previous podcast I was on. We talked about fan fiction with the icons every episode.
It was something.
We encouraged it. I'm sorry.
It was something.
If you're not having a little fun with your horror, come on. What are you doing?
Keith would love to see them do the original movie, which definitely a take you wouldn't expect to see at HHN. It's not the most Friday the 13th of Friday the 13th, at least from what you picture, well, especially Jason as, for obvious reasons. Spoiler if you haven't seen it somehow.
It is like 40 years old at this point.
I also didn't fully give it away. That could mean anything.
Oh my God. I think everybody knows. He does not have. Come on. If you've avoided that spoiler for 40 something years, props to you.
Yeah, that's true. Albert, Jason is the exception to every rule. Never too many slashers.
I agree.
Yeah, sir.
I do love that man.
Jason Voorhees and Freddy Fazbear. Freddy versus Jason. Oh man, we would make that shirt for sure. By the way, that would happen.
That would be so fun.
LC, we're stealing that. Sorry.
It's the machete versus like a, I don't know, like a bare hand, like with wires coming out of it. Like,
oh, interesting from Keith. I feel like they did a better Friday the 13th house with campground kills. I mean, aesthetically, sure, but I think it fully ends there, right?
Some of the kills I think are on that level. Not like maybe in the gore, but like in the, I don't know, in the drama of it, in the camp of it. Because like it's a little campy sometimes. Sometimes. I don't know. When he bashes the sleeping bag, I think it's funny as shit. But I don't know if it's supposed to be funny.
It was funny. It's funny.
I don't know. But like it's a little funny.
Entertainment Connection Friday the 13th, Legacy of Jason. We saw it with Leatherface. Now do Jason. You joke, but like with the way the rights are, I don't know if there's an option. They might have to take that kind of approach regardless.
Yeah.
Just kind of get Jason acquired and do their own thing where it's kind of like, yeah, this thing inspired by what he's done in one of these films, but not exactly what he's done because we can't do that.
Yeah. I hate that he's so like tangled up in rights issues. I only like the IPs that have like a web of IP issues, apparently.
They are fun that way, right? Like,
yeah,
that's because they got wild at some point. Otherwise, the rights would be a lot easier to acquire.
Yeah.
And Friday the 13th got wild.
Who owns Jason X?
I don't know.
Who owns Jason Takes Manhattan?
I think everyone owns a different like quarter of each movie. It
Yeah,
feels like
it's
insane.
like
It's insane.
every 1.5 films is owned by somebody else, pretty
It's
much. I think.
crazy.
And I don't even know. And I love that franchise with my whole heart. I could not tell you.
I don't think anyone could tell you. Rights holders couldn't tell you.
No. I could tell you fun facts about the films, but I could not tell you who owns the rights.
Well, if it gets announced, we'll do a whole episode where you tell us fun facts.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I'd be like, did you know Kane Hodder?
But yeah, Albert says Legacy of Crystal Lake House equals no merch.
Correct.
I mean, yeah, I think any kind of Jason, like you're really towing the line with what you can do potentially with merch at all.
Nothing.
Unfortunately, I feel like they'd work something out where you get something, right? Like you get something, but it's not going to be on like the HHN house shirt and anything to do with HHN. It's just going to be maybe Jason shirt, maybe an F-13 shirt.
I think most. I could be very wrong on this. Besides, like the hockey mask, because nobody really owned like the rights to that. It's like a very general thing, but like most Friday the 13th like shirts are the movie posters. Or like stills from the movies, because I think that's all you can get. Like I'm thinking about all my Jason stuff. If it's not a generic hockey mask with like a quote, it is like the movie poster. And people have probably had collections here and there, but it's a lot harder to just make merch with Jason on it, like actual Jason Voorhees.
Well, let's see. I don't know if we're gonna get it at all, but maybe we'll see. We'll see. Did someone say fan fiction?
Listen, I don't think 365 is the right platform for my Icons fan fiction. Maybe that'll have to be like a Discord channel or something.
I feel like that's a knock to our audience. I think it could be.
Maybe. I could tell you. I'm just gonna drop one little bit of lore, and like this is the most appropriate thing that we had. The caretaker, Albert, and Elsa, the storyteller, would go to Perkins and have breakfast on the weekends together. And that is the little bit of lore that I will drop, because I think if Jonathan and I actually sat down, and probably you too, Duff, we could come up with some.
Oh, it would be fun. How about this? Maybe we'll discuss like a special Discord live type thing.
Oh.
Just if anyone's interested, that maybe we'll do something a little different and fun on Discord, not YouTube. Discord.
Yeah, not on YouTube, because the things that. Okay, here, one more bit of lore. Albert's. I mean, we said it on here. Daddy Kane. That's where Daddy Kane came from for Daddy the caretaker.
Kane, obvious.
Daddy Kane. That's about all we're gonna
obvious.
Talk. And Leather Daddy Chainsaw Gang. Now we're done. We're done. We're moving on.
Moving on.
We're wiping our.
Mrs. Voorhees' house. The scariest thing is mommy issues. True.
That's pretty much the going back to Campground Kills. That's the picnic scene in my head. Pamela pops out and screams, "My son!"
Tyler, you joke, but like, I don't know. Could be.
Juck.
Because
Cuck was better.
Bring back Cuck. Juck just feels like something so dirty we haven't even heard it. Like it's an underground, like absolutely disgusting slang.
We're gonna find out it's a real thing, and I'm gonna
probably
have to,
is.
burn
I'm not
my
Googling
brain.
this. I'm scared.
No, don't Google that on your.
Gonna Google it on my work laptop.
I was gonna say, don't Google that on your work computer. That'd be the worst thing ever.
True. No joke. I'm down. It would be the only way to get Jason X in there. Yeah, probably.
X versus Manhattan. I think that right there would be a great mashup house.
Yeah. Oh, not that one. Hydra says, I like this Friday rumor more than Scream. Yeah, me too. Hands up in the chat if you agree, because yeah. Listen, I think Scream is a great franchise, but for working as a house, give me Jason. I'm taking Jason all day. Oh, I mean, it's a good film, but definitive? I don't know. I think it's one of the better like horror remakes for sure.
Yes.
Definitive, no. There's no way.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't disagree with you, but I don't agree with you at the same time. That's kind of why I like that franchise. That's why I like a lot of the 80s franchises, because there's so many of them. And there's like remakes on remakes on remakes. Everybody has a different favorite for any ridiculous reason.
Icon fanfic on the Patreon link in bio. But maybe. No.
I mean, catch us on Substack.
We'll give it to you for free. Don't worry.
We're cheap whores. We just give it out. we don't put it behind a paywall over here. I like the goodbye 365. 365. We need a shirt. That's a shirt.
It's a shirt, correct?
Oh, that's a shirt. Echo, stop.
Oh,
she's listening. She did not like that.
More likely than you think. No, it's not. I'm kidding. Oh my God. All right, let's move into a serious question here as well. How has there been no announcements officially for either Hollywood or Orlando? It's going to be May. So I think the easy answer is Epic Universe. It really is. And like, you would think, like, why does that also affect Hollywood? And that's typically because you're this early, you're only getting shared IPs announced, or even Orlando exclusive potentially announced. Hollywood's not going to have exclusive announced this early, so it's not coming for Orlando at this time of year. It's not coming for Hollywood either. And they want all their attention in parks and resorts, destinations and experiences, all towards Epic Universe. So yeah. June. Oh, also I think literally. There you go. Look what was next. Legacy says June is what I've been told as far as when we're going to get our first HHN announcement.
He tweets like Marty. Now I'm like realizing the similarities here. Or maybe Legacy. I don't know. Does Marty tweet like Legacy?
What if Legacy just runs Marty's account? He's a social media manager.
Can you feel the disappointment coming off of my body?
Literally. Feel. Yes.
You feel it. No thanks.
Only if you draw the caretaker like a French girl. Jess, can you draw?
No.
Or are we going to go to Fiverr for this one?
I think Brianna is the artist.
Oh, that's
like,
true.
I know Brianna is the artist.
We have an artist in the chat right now.
Yeah. So, I'm like, she draws pinups. I have pinup art on my body that I did not draw.
Take your money? No, I think you're going to get some money out of this.
Yeah, I'm like, take my money. Girl. You got some good art.
Oh, yeah. Epic just dropped general admission preview tickets today, so there's not much to talk about the next few weeks marketing-wise. Yeah, that's true. But still, I think it's fully on an HHN close. It is Epic at this point. That's it. Epic opens in less than a month. There's going to be like additional details dropped, I'm sure, like for the general public, and there's just no way that anything other than Epic that's the size of an HHN announcement's coming out. No way.
Can I maybe blow your mind? Maybe not. In 2 hours and 5 minutes, Epic opens this month. Oh no, we have one more day. Damn it! I thought it was the 30th.
It's the 29th. What are you talking
I thought
about?
It was the 30th. At work, we've been talking like the month was over. That's what it is. See, when you work at a school, the month is over. You've already closed all your lesson plans. Tomorrow doesn't count. So I'm sorry. In a day, in 26 hours and 5 minutes, Epic opens this month.
Correct.
Damn it. I'm a preschool teacher. I'm sorry.
No. Albert, good point. And in Hollywood, it's all about FanFest right now. That's true.
Yeah.
Hollywood's got its own thing going on. It's a separate event that like you definitely wouldn't want to compete with HHN. So, and Entertainment Connection for Hollywood first announcement wasn't until June 6th last year.
That's crazy.
So normal for Hollywood. Friday the 13th is in June, Chico Soul says. We'll see.
Wow.
We'll see. I like the confidence in it. We'll see. We'll see. Salacious, I heard a YouTube video that general HHN search were shipped. Not sure how valid the video was. I mean, I don't know the validity because I don't even know the video, but like they probably have something shipped by now. That would make a ton of sense.
No.
And something we haven't talked about yet, might as well. Not only did we not get like any kind of announcement for HHN, we've been getting preview merch in March for the past couple of years or few years now. Also did not happen. There's just been zero HHN outside of the Twitter occasionally tweeting stuff.
When did we get the ugly orange John Cena looking shirtless?
March.
Ugh, God. Think about that a lot.
This might be a blessing in disguise. Announcement season is more fun when everything drops later. Speculation is more fun. Anticipation is better. Yeah, so I think there's always complaints when things aren't getting announced early. And then last year, especially on the Orlando side, we got the huge original dump in June, May, late May, June, one of the two. Whenever Spooky was. I think May. Anyways, a lot earlier than normal. And it was kind of like, oh, now what do we do for the next couple months? So, yeah, it's true. It's true. I think it's going to be very fast and furious. Not the property. The announcements will come fast and furious.
Supercharged.
There'll be supercharged announcements. School doesn't matter, only the fan fiction.
Who will teach the youth about the Roman numerals that I do not know? Who will teach them galvanized horror?
Becca, thanks for joining. Sorry that you're a little bit late, but we're going to try to be here every week, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
We're happy you're here now.
It's standard, right? Not daylight right now.
I don't know. Is that how that works?
Yeah, you didn't know that. It's either EST or EDT. You didn't know that?
We are not going to reveal another thing I don't know on this line.
It's 8:30 either way in Florida.
8:30 Florida time. Wait, serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
I've only ever seen I EST.
Yeah,
I
think people
EDT
just
was
put EST, but yeah, no, it's EDT when it's daylight savings time. Yeah.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
Boy, do I have something to tell my coworkers tomorrow.
At a school, too. You're going to teach.
That is not a part of the curriculum when you're 3 and 4. Let's be real. They don't even. Well, no, they're reading. They're telling time by
now. While we are off topic, we might as well go to Keith here. Who would win a wrestling match, Jess? Daddy Kane or Rhea Ripley?
That is her name. That is her name. Just one P. Well, have you seen the woman that is Rhea Ripley? Have you seen how frail Daddy Kane is? Let's be real. I have them actually next to each other on my shelf. That's how big of a space I hold in my heart for each of them. Rhea Ripley would demolish any. I'm honestly probably almost every icon. Maybe except Eddie, but even then she fights
icon,
guys.
Every single one?
Not like Fear. Fear doesn't count.
Super beings.
Okay, yeah, Terra Queen. Oh. Let's not anyone with like magical powers or like really motherfucking strong. But I feel like she could take Eddie. Because she's really fucking strong. I don't know. I would like to see her and Eddie fight. I think her and Albert is an unfair matchup.
Unfair? Like no chance.
Yeah, Albert would be dust.
And this is no weapons. Or could she take him with a weapon too?
Well, yeah, what are the parameters?
I guess that matters. Like with his shears, could he take her?
Okay, is this like a shears in the street match or something?
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, I mean, he has them, but she could technically take them off her. You know what I mean?
She's gonna.
Oh, okay. So you fully believe even if he has a weapon, it's over.
Yeah. I don't think she could be like the Pumpkin Lord though, because like I don't think she could pick up a pumpkin of that size.
That would be tough, right?
I mean, he's in the pumpkin.
She didn't necessarily have to pick him up though, right?
She like drop kick the pumpkin. Okay, so these are the Discord. Like I want these questions in that Discord event that we do.
What I'm hearing is Jess is going to be a lot more active on Discord if this. If
we're talking about this and like icon more, absolutely. I love this shit. Eat it up with a spoon.
Okay, more serious stuff, maybe? No, maybe. Hold on. Yeah, more serious stuff. Here we go. Really wish they would go back to fun website clues and slow reveals. Bloody Mary site was amazing. Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, I do think that time is fully gone, and because we've really seen marketing kind of move away from just the original side of the event in general, and really just kind of focus on pushing the IPs and building ads around that. Um, so unfortunate, but I understand why they do it from a general public perspective.
Yeah. It would be a lot, but God, I wish.
I miss that because that was very much like my like peak super just nerding out about AJ. Okay, I guess I'm probably still in my peak. It's never ended,
I
but
was gonna say you're on YouTube.
like it was in my early times of like just loving HHN so much, like falling in love with it, and that was existing and kind of just really coming into play when I was in love with it. So
Yeah.
that evolution starting was so special, so special.
That stuff was like, as someone who wasn't going but was like deep into like following everybody going online and everything, that stuff was like pivotal for me. Like I remember it like I was there, even though I was there, but I wasn't at the event. You know what I mean? It made me feel like I was kind of part of it
Yeah,
when I
exactly.
wasn't.
No, I fully get it. I fully
Yeah.
get it.
It's silly to talk about like that, but I was 10 years away from going still, or 9 years, but I was there.
Okay, let's see. Do we have any more comments before we move on?
I like Albert's comment about setting up an icon Royal Rumble like dead meat.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
In 2K. And you know, I finally finished creating my wrestler in 2K this week.
Oh.
So maybe I could do if we were to do that. I don't know if anybody's interested in this, but I would need help from some people out there to help me create wrestlers beyond just me and like Eugene / Wade doing it. So if we wanted to do that, that could be like
definitely be a lot of work.
A lot of work. Maybe like end of season when we're not making podcasts a lot or something like that. Like maybe we could do that, but that would have to be like a big task. So if you want to help, we could talk about it. We could discuss. I'm not making any promises because that sounds like something I would be taking on a lot of the work for.
That is, yeah, sorry.
No, I know you guys can't help. You guys don't have 2K either. So
yeah.
I'm going to figure out how to stream that.
I mean, PS5 is pretty easy to stream, apparently.
Is it? I don't know.
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
I don't play online because people are mean to women.
True.
Especially when you're beating them as a I used to play NHL.
Listen, as someone who played a lot of multiplayer online games in like the late 2000s, oh my God.
Yeah, they're not any better now.
If you heard one thing, no, not me. If people heard one thing resembling a female voice whatsoever,
yep. They were really bad.
It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, really bad. Oh, Larry Larva will be included. Oh yeah, a bunch of characters because we would need 30 people, guys. All right, moving on.
MC Films. Money aside, if you could pick any artist to replace the Fear Factor show, 30-minute set, multiple times a night, who would you pick? The Weeknd, Billie Eilish, Rob Zombie, or Guar? I mean, personally, I'm picking The Weeknd, just being selfish.
Really? You're not gonna pick Guar? You?
Me? Crazy, right? Just because if I get to see The Weeknd every night doing a 30-minute set, that's pretty fucking cool. For the event, I think it has to be Rob Zombie. If you're just looking from a general event perspective, you do Rob Zombie.
Fun fact, in 2 weeks, I'll be seeing Rob Zombie and Guar at Rockville. And I will be definitely in the crowd for Rob Zombie. I don't know about Guar. But my choice is Ice Nine Kills. What a perfect way to keep you in the like element. And they put on one hell of a fucking show. And if we gave them like an HHN like budget to just keep doing it and doing it and doing it too, I think it'd be so cool.
And kind of ignoring the part we've talked about many times that we don't think HHN would touch it, Ghost would obviously be a good choice. So
it would be my other.
And
Rob Zombie as well.
Please, what seems like everybody who's an HHN fan. The amount of comments we get about how people want a Ghost House or any kind of Ghost appearance at the event is just overwhelming.
Yeah.
So
I do like their music though.
Okay, but before we get to any more silly comments, because I know more are going to come, we do have one more thing from Legacy here. And I will say this is phrased kind of like a random question. Legacy just doesn't ask random things that have no meaning, but says if you get rid of one zone, leaving only 4 official zone, which one goes? Again, Legacy doesn't just fish for engagement by asking random questions that don't mean anything towards speculation and rumors of the event. So it kind of feels like Legacy is hinting that there might only be 4 official zones this year. This would be for Orlando, of course. We joked plenty, and we're also pretty serious about how there were basically only 4 zones last year. They officially had 5. One of them just didn't feel like it. Legacy is implying that we really might only have 4 this year. That would be a tad disappointing. In the opposite direction, I know we made the joke about how, well, just don't have a zone at all. No, that's not what I didn't mean it. Just make a better zone. Yeah, that would kind of suck. Unless whatever an unofficial zone would be like a really cool, like roaming horde. I could accept that fully. But if we're just dropping to 4 zones, yikes.
Yeah. I don't know, because if it's 4, I'm not going to lie, I wasn't even thinking about the front zone. As like going away, I was thinking about San Francisco.
I mean, especially if you're not taking away the front zone, it has to be San Francisco.
Yeah, my heart wants San Francisco out of here. It is just always a clusterfuck. I don't know if there's been a zone that's been like fully worth it, like 100% in the last couple of years, where I'm like, yeah, this location should stay. And if like houses are going to exit there, I mean, maybe probably not this year now, but that was just a lot last year. But I don't like the entrance zone either. So now that it's up front more, that to me shouldn't even be a zone. So if that's what they're doing, it's fine.
What do you do? Just kind of leave it as like, let's say they have the truss and then some fog and some lighting on it and call it a day.
And maybe basically like
make it like a walkthrough.
Maybe, yeah, like that, and like throw some scare actors there. I don't know. Maybe a fire crew or whatever. Just kind of go out there in rotation. Or whoever. I don't know. I don't really have an answer.
I mean, if I had to choose, it's obviously going to be the entrance zone. I don't even know what they're officially calling it at this point. It's technically not Production Central or Avenue of the Stars anymore, right? So entrance zone, I guess. Got to be that. But if not, San Francisco. So
yeah,
everything else has to stay.
Yeah.
Entertainment Connection, yes, that's where Crypt TV and Dead Man's Wharf was. Yes.
Look, now the roles have changed. I can answer your questions about locations. Also, Tyler, Hollywood's a location. I don't think people were talking about Hollywood zones.
Yeah.
I just saw those. I was like, wait, no.
Yeah, the Hollywood is a location. Hollywood location in Orlando. Because that's where our Mel's Die-In Drive-In is.
And if they were going to have people on roller skates, that's where they would have the most
likely.
Like place to do it. Also,
but to get to that question, yes, there was a casting call for roller skates in Orlando. Last week on the live, we brought up speculation, mainly from others. Really great idea, by the way, that they could be in Hollywood and tied to Mel's Die-In and have it like a kind of old school drive-in where they're on roller skates. So,
yeah.
But yeah, so entrance zone.
They could block off in front of the cars.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, I was thinking about Mel's again.
It could work.
We'll see. By entrance zone, you'll just be an entrance truss now.
Yeah, this is a good point, though. Ali says if it means more attention will be put towards the 4 zones, I'm fine with it. Yeah, listen, if we get 4 great zones because of that, or 4 like fully fleshed out zones, whether they're great or not, I'll take that. We can drop one because we've complained for years now about how like the scare zone quality is just not what it used to be. And it definitely feels like if it's not financial, it's just because they're moving away from like what the essence of a scare zone is.
Yeah.
And you're only getting it in a couple locations rather than all of them.
Yeah. I wonder, okay, so what if it's just the same formula from last year, but instead of like it's the zone, maybe we do have some kind of roaming group of people that like that's like their home, but they also can be in other places somehow. We have no idea what the theme or anything, if there even are going to be icons, but I think that would be kind of like a way like to work around that. Like a small group of people. I guess like a scary zone, but it roams. But they're all canonically tied together somehow.
Yeah, definitely goes back to like, give me a roaming horde to replace that fifth one, and
Yeah.
that's cool. As long as it's
Yeah.
a good one. As long as it's a good one. Can't be like a
Mhm.
super cheap, super basic chainsaw horde, but I'd be down for that.
No chainsaws.
And this is a good comment here. This event is too expensive not to have 5 fleshed out zones.
I agree.
Yeah. If there's not 5, you better be replacing it with some heavy quality elsewhere. Because losing stuff from this event, kind of not okay.
No.
We've
Not
already
with
lost the show
crazy
at this
prices
point.
over here.
So, all right. So that is all from Legacy. So we're going to get on to a very long-awaited thing to discuss here from both Jess and then also some comments as well in the chat. And that is going to be Universal seemingly, because they have made mistakes where they've kind of copied and pasted things from previous years without updating with the appropriate details. But here, I'm actually going to have to share my screen because that slide's not popping up. But we tweeted this a few days ago. But if you look on the hotels page of the Universal Orlando website, there's just kind of standard quotes they put throughout about the experience and benefits you'll have. This one bringing up just kind of benefits in general. It's like the benefits page of the hotels. At the bottom, if you look at that last couple sentences, or the second to last sentence specifically, it says, not valid for Halloween Horror Nights Premium Scream Night. This was not there previously. This was not left over from last year. This had been wiped clean, and this was just added over the past week or so at this point. So wouldn't be super surprising, but it seems like they may have kind of leaked that Premium Scream Night is returning for 2025.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like a copy and paste to me because it says 34. I feel like it would say 33. You know?
Yeah. No, I mean, they usually don't mess that stuff up, but like, you know, leave a sentence. They've definitely done stuff where they accidentally leave additional details. They did it recently with like Epic Universe in a Facebook group with like, yeah, all your AP benefits, you'll even get Express After 4 at Epic Universe. And they followed up like, no, that's not true. No.
Is this still up on the site?
Yes, this is still up on the site though. They have not corrected it. So
this to me is very exciting because I really would like to do it this year.
yeah, especially last year, great experience. Actually, let's just go to Mike Daniels right now. Says best Horror Nights experience ever was Premium Scream Night. Hope they don't take much away from what was offered at the event. If it stays the same, it'll be incredible. Yeah. And I think going into Premium Scream Night, it was kind of very confusing why they did it. First, before the event at all, right? And at the price point it was at, because I know there's people saying otherwise, but it really feels like they did not sell as much as they wanted to.
Yeah.
So the event ended up being really dead. I mean, it already had a pretty low capacity in the first place, but like a really dead night. So it was kind of surprising that they would bring it back in that sense, but the just word of mouth about how fun the event was, everyone wants to do it now. It's just crazy how an event can kind of flop and then immediately be like, oh, this has to return.
Yeah. Because to me, this is like, it kind of seems silly to say what I'm about to say. I feel like everyone here will get it. This is like a locals event, even though it also could totally be for somebody who only has one night as well. But it kind of just feels like almost like, hey, if you have the money and you've been going for a while, do you want an event night without the crowds? Do you want it to feel like a slow night back in September 10 years ago?
But even better.
Right. Even better. So I feel like offering this every year, it kind of was a win for them, just based off that word of mouth with the locals and everything and the AP holders.
I mean, even if you're someone traveling from out of town, like, right? Like, you look at the price point and, like, I can go for one night for premium Scream night and pay 400 or whatever it was, right? Or I can spend 100, 150 less for 2 nights. I might take that one amazing night where also food and drink, non-alcoholic, are included.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saving a lot of money there.
Probably selling more alcohol because everything else is included.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It feels like, yeah, I'm sure a lot of locals will end up going, but I think if I'm from out of town and I know this is coming ahead of time, I might plan for this specifically if I can only go
Absolutely.
for a short period.
Do you think it'll be before the event opens again?
Probably. I still think it shouldn't be. I don't
Yeah.
think if you're paying that much money, you should be kind of in that early phase where things are still scare actors haven't really fleshed out their roles yet and things aren't firing on all cylinders, right? I think if
Yeah.
you're paying that much money, you should be getting the best experience you can possibly get. And the second night of the event, if you're including team member preview, is not going to be that. Because
Yeah.
opening night is never the best night of the event from like a actual experience perspective.
Opening weekend is hardly
Yeah.
ever.
It just takes time for them to get everything really firing. So
Yeah.
I don't think at that price point it should be before the event is officially open. But I bet they will do it again that way.
And I'll be there this year.
It just works as another test night for them. So benefits both sides, I guess.
What I'm hearing is I can run the WWE house 20 times in a row if I want to.
Correct. Yes. Yes.
Sounds great.
And yeah, I've heard this a bit too.
Mm-hmm.
Salacious says my only worry is that people have talked premium scrim so much that it'll be packed. And I will say, from what we heard, the capacity last year was, whether it sold out or not, was so low that it was going to be a dead night.
Mm-hmm.
My worry is that this got talked up so much they might up the capacity a bit. I could see them even just dropping the price a tad to make it just a bit more appealing and selling more tickets because they know, based off word of mouth, people will buy this year. So
Okay.
maybe dampening the experience just a bit. Don't know. Just a thought.
Yeah. Either way, I'm planning on being there. If I can have my frequent fear money off to the side already, ready to go when those go on sale. We'll see.
Oh, that's interesting. Ali says my best character interactions last year were from Premium Night. I could see that. Was that more in like scare zones too? Because typically on the slower nights, you get scare actors and scare zones like really giving you better interactions because they have the space too, and there's less people around. But also, I know, and team or preview night and that first kind of few days, like scare actors are hyped up. They're ready for the event. They might not always really have everything fleshed out the way they need to, but they have a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Also, good point here from Mike Daniels. What if they just do more than one because the demand's high?
Mm.
Multiple nights of premium scream before the event, mid event, end of the event.
I don't know.
Possible.
I did see comments about, because there's like a scheduling. There's like a Thursday we don't have HHN.
Oh, yep. Here we go. So
Which
yes,
is really.
Keith points out, what if there's a random Thursday that doesn't have HHN, which I believe there is on the schedule this year for HHN 34 in Orlando. Could be the fit.
That's usually though because of a buyout though.
Yeah, I feel like we usually have once a year.
Yeah. Like a Wednesday. Usually it's a Wednesday, not a Thursday, I think. Whatever.
Typically. But yeah, I mean, there's typically like a buyout night of some sort that takes a normal day off the schedule.
Albert just called me out. I am very sleepy. I wake up at 5:45 to go teach the youth. So speaking of that, I probably got 10 minutes left in me before my answers go from yeah to silence.
Perfect, because that's what I'm pushing for.
Cool.
But I want to go back to this one. Fandom's Lady. If they lower the price, I will change my trip so I can attend it instead of a regular night. Yeah, see? Out of towners too. Plan a trip around it. And Allie follows up that both scare zones and houses, the houses, they had more time and space to follow you and interact with you. So that does make sense too.
You were like pulsed through everything. So, God,
Yep.
I love that.
But yeah, so as just mentioned, we are going to be wrapping up in just several minutes now. So if you have any last minute comments you want us to get to, any questions, anything like that, send it our way because we have now kind of covered everything news and rumors wise, and fan fiction and wrestling and Royal Rumble. And yeah.
Yeah. Just keep responding with that.
Oh,
You can tell when I get sleepy.
I'm sleepy too. It's all right. Galvanized. I have 2 hotel reservations booked August 28th and September 18th for premium. Just wish they dropped the tickets already. It's good to have the hotels booked in advance because you could always just drop them if you don't need them.
I have a question for you, Galvanized. For which hotels?
Mm-hmm.
Because that is a very important question now. Because there's
That
so
is true.
many.
There's so many. So many. Brianna, time to go write some fanfic.
Ooh, if you don't mind letting a girl know. What's it about and when it's done?
Mike says, I just worry that if they lower the price, they will take away some of the premium features that really made the event special. To be honest, that is my main concern. Again, with that word of mouth and how much people are kind of like fiending for this to happen again, I am worried they're going to take advantage of that, knowing they can sell more tickets. I hope I'm wrong, and it is like just doing 2 nights of it now, maybe.
Yeah.
Right, with that same low capacity, but to be seen. It's just a concern I have. That's all.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a little worried.
Keith has one last question. Daddy Kane versus Oddfellow, 1-on-1.
Oddfellow's magical. It's unfair.
The thing is, like, we love Albert.
He's frail.
But he an old man with some
Crazy.
shears.
What's this man doing? Like, let's be real. What are these eye bags and like this lanky green bean physique? Like, what is that doing for anybody?
Albert asks basically when we're planning our trip to Hollywood this year. We don't know. It's too early, unfortunately. We always end up talking about it and then just pushing it and kicking the can and then like whenever.
Yeah. October, I guess.
We don't know. October opening. It probably won't be opening, but probably we have no idea yet.
I mean, unless Hollywood would like to invite us out if WWE does happen, and there's a record.
Only if WWE happens. What?
I was just saying I could probably find some time off of work.
Oh, okay. All right.
I could probably, maybe.
Fandom's lady asks, "What is your most look forward to house of what is rumored right now besides WWE?" That feels more directly at you, so I'm going to let you answer first.
I guess if we're going with rumors, it's Friday the 13th as of this live.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah, if we're gonna go with originals though, it's probably still gonna be whatever that broadcast tower is. If it's Blood and Guts, I will be so happy. Anything relating to that world or Carrie at all.
Yeah, and I'm sticking to that. We'll call it the life or death symbol on the spec map. That's very much kind of like graveyard, afterlife kind of thing going on because I just love how HHN Orlando pulls those off. So that's my most anticipated at the moment, and it could literally not happen. So that's kind of sad. Quick question: any news on the Lights On tours? No, they have not announced anything for this year. That's usually like, what drop do they usually do that? Now I think they usually do a single night, right? Or
I thought
is it with multi-night?
Frequent Fears.
Is it multi-nights?
I think so.
You might be right.
I feel like it is, and yes, they're worth it.
Yes. Regardless, they have not announced it, and they are also absolutely worth it. I do them every year.
I do them on and off when I can afford them. This year, hopefully.
When it's possible, we do them. Yeah. Will Goblethan ever become canon in a house like Little Boo? In the 365 universe? Sure.
Anything's possible. We're going to have a wrestling promotion, apparently, by the end of the year. So,
Galvanized Horror staying at Sapphire Falls. Beautiful resort. Absolutely love Sapphire Falls. Easy access to the parks. It's great.
Love that. I love that resort.
Also great like food outlets there. The options are phenomenal.
So good. That's also where I got married.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's also I just really like that resort though. That's why we picked it. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, well, here we go. Brianna says, not to self-promote, but I just started dropping headcanons on my Blue Sky. Is that also at Brianna Cherry Garcia? Because if it is, we can go check that out. We're going back to the Daddy Kane. Legit lived after a house fire. What do you mean he is magical?
Okay, he's like magical, but like he doesn't have the crystal skull or whatever I don't know. Oddfellow like controls. We are not tapping into lore right now. That is a whole other live we should do in the off season, I think.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh yeah, see, the tours do drop with single.
Oh, okay.
Single night.
Sorry,
yeah.
I was wrong.
So probably June we'll get like the Unmasking the Horror tickets dropping.
It's Alberta Topper at bottom. I have discussed that on a different podcast, actually.
Is that still up? Can people listen to that still?
It is
or
still
is it like
up.
gone?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's all still up there. If you want to hear any of that, get my old show, Scream Queens.
Wait, what? Crispin Glover's at Hollywood? So mad nobody asked him to do his little dance. Was he there for like FanFest? Oh yeah, at FanFest.
Oh, okay.
Really? Oh man, how did no one catch that? Did people catch that and just like take pictures and that's it?
I guess I don't know. I had no idea.
Huh. All right, we're gonna end it with this question: will you go to Hollywood opening night if Murdy invites you guys?
If Murdy invites, absolutely. I'll squash the beef on camera.
Wow, on camera.
The beef he has no
on
idea.
A live.
About.
We're gonna do a live.
We will do a YouTube live, a TikTok live. We'll go live on Instagram. How many other live things are there? I don't know.
Live in life.
But you'll get the two J names, just Jess and John, just buddy cop pose on the red carpet with a bunch of WWE wrestlers behind me. Catch me.
And with that, we are gonna wrap up this live stream. If you've hung out this whole time, thank you so much. You can also give us a like; it really helps a lot. If you like this video, subscribe, of course. Again, we go live every week on Tuesdays, as long as the Florida Panthers do not have a playoff hockey game. We don't know the next round schedule, so we'll keep you updated on what those dates will be next week. And then, if everything goes right with scheduling, a podcast will drop on Monday as well. Check out our social medias at HHN365, except TikTok, that's HHN365pod. Join our Discord. There is a link in the description. I guess we're going to have fanfic there soon, too. So a lot to look forward to across HHN365.
The other two are going to be so confused.
So confused.
I can't wait.
Actually, you know what? I think they'll understand.
Can we just add the fan fiction channel without asking Jonathan or telling him?
If we knew how, sure.
Oh, Luigi.
All right, with that, we are going to hop off. We will see everyone next week. Have a good night, and I guess see you in the streets like